So many people, I think, forget about their local elections. And David, one thing that you always say is elections matter. And local is where the politics and policies happen.
Yeah, I was on a panel this weekend, and I was with Congressman Sam Farr. He's my congressman up in the Monterey Bay area. Without a doubt, he's been our #1 champion in Congress for the past 14 years that Ocean Champions has existed. And he reminded everyone in the audience that all politics is local. So even someone working on the federal level in Congress, he has to do constituent work at home to take care of his folks. Now, the reason he was reminding everyone about that is so that you don't misunderstand when we don't hear every politician talking about oceans, and that when Ocean Champions goes and runs campaigns to help someone win or lose, they might not all focus on oceans. At the end of the day, each member of Congress in the House represents 700,000 people, and they're caring about, did their Social Security check arrive? Did the VA hospital closest to them deal with what they needed? Oceans are not going to rise up to that level, certainly not the level we hear debated on the 6 o'clock news, whatever that 1, 2, or 3 issue is. But what we're able to do when we decide to endorse a candidate and go in and help them, or to defeat an ocean enemy, as we call them, we simply do the polling to find out where are they weak and where are they strong. We may not run ads on oceans. Sometimes we find out we can, and that is their weakness. But other times we may run ads on a completely unrelated issue to help them or to hurt them, because the goal is to get someone who we know is pro-oceans in. They're going to have to do their constituent service. They're going to have to respond to their leadership. Climate's a perfect example. A lot of Republicans cannot step out on climate. They simply can't. They would be crucified. They would be primaried. But I can promise you, behind the scenes, we talk to a lot of those Republicans about a lot of issues. We passed a bill on harmful algal blooms a couple of years ago, the only standalone ocean bill that moved through a 2-year session of Congress with strong Republican support. So we can get these things done, as Supervisor Carbajal was saying, behind the scenes there can be some work done. So just because you don't see oceans debated in the presidential debates, don't think that these things can't get done and don't get prioritized. They're worked in other ways, and believe it or not, they do work their way up. And that I want you to take a little more sophisticated approach in looking at it. In some ways it helps us. Because we haven't risen up to the level, it has not become partisan. Ocean issues are not viewed generally as partisan. Out of all of our ocean issues, only one did they target Obama on, and that was national ocean policy. It's the only issue they tried to tar and feather Obama on related to the ocean. And that was a good thing for us on all the other ocean issues. So all politics is local. That begins with supervisors and city councilmen, but believe it or not, all the way up to your senators and your congressmen. They have to deal with taking care of people at home, and that then leads to good things that can happen for our country.